So check this out. Basically, I started mapping out, and it looks ugly right here because this is one of the first versions. But you know, I'm tracking no sugar, no alcohol, good eating. For me, that's like looking at ingredients, making sure there's no processed BS and all that. Workout. Basically, it's no smoking, weed, and then work on Intentional Living Club. But that's the little crappy version. Again, I'm trying to map this out. Then I did this one, and it looks a little better. It's 3D, and then you have notes below it. So then I tried one over here, but you can tell it looks really crappy if you don't have perfect lines, and I don't have a ruler. But I did this one, which is a little better. I'm trying to also space them out perfect. All these little details, but space it out perfectly. And I'm thinking of doing the Intentional Living Club book, the journal, half this size, but actually having it horizontal. Because if it was smaller, and we could write these down. So working out, did I do it, yes or no? And obviously you just leave it unchecked if you didn't. But then you can, you can take this intentional living journal, because it's going to be like just, small size like your phone, and you just take it with you, and you can be like, okay, 3 times 25 curls. And I didn't really work out today. I'm going to right now. But eating right, no sugar. This is all going to be typed out, and this is not going to be my crappy handwriting, my lines. I like imagine this was no lines on the page. This is bam, had a border, it looked nice, and you have your notes area. And I was even thinking of making another little line at the bottom here. Get rid of these lines, making another little line that says any notes about, whatever. If you I did have 1 drink of alcohol today because it was Jimmy's birthday, blah, whatever you want to do. And then here on this side, again, the interesting thought is you have it like this, and then you go like this, and then bam, you can start writing horizontally, or even the lines will be here on this side. So there will be lines on this side, not on this side, because like what you're gonna do is every day, today's date rather, and then you're gonna go through. Bam, okay, working out, boom, boom, boom. Because, think about it, guys. If we go through doing this, it's kind of daunting if you don't do any of this. But if you just start, it's actually a lot easier than you think. And then getting into the habitual, obviously, routine, right? That's the key. But it's really cool. I really like this so far, because the notes about the day, but then the mental strengthening is your little meditation. You write notes, and it's cool. But then later down the road, guys, we'll be able to scan these in if whoever wants it. Scan these in, the journals, scan them in, and we can have AI process the information. So that's in the future. Very exciting. Okay, so check this out. This is how it started, is a spreadsheet. And I color-coded it. Don't mind the crazy colors. I did this because I wanted well, first I have a freaking thing so my eyeballs don't burn out. I have this yellow thing over it. So that's number 1. But then I have these crazy colors because I wanted it to be like that. Usually this starts off just all white. But no sugar, honey and natural sugar is okay. And what I did here is I had this to where if I check one of these boxes, look, on the 16th, I'm going to check it. Look at this. It automatically does out of the 31 days. It's going to track, okay, well, no sugar out of 31 days, how many yeses? So I did 26 no sugars out of 31 days. So I did 83%. Same with no alcohol, clean eating, working out, no smoking weed. Now, and again, this is the digital version. This is an interesting part. How does Rylan feel today overall? 5 today. And, what was my mindset today? A 7 out of 10. And what was my sense of community feeling? 0. It says, look, then you have notes on the day, and you can just write it. Look at this giant, I just did this whole thing, and I typed it all up. But this is awesome. And then after all this, we could plug this into our own AI LLM, and it could actually create hey, we're seeing these patterns. You're not feeling good because these patterns, look, you can already see patterns on mine. When I smoked weed for these days, and I was basically useless. I didn't work out. I actually did eat okay, but I freaking also drank right here. So when I drink, I also smoke weed. Like dumb crap like that you can start to quantify your life. So again, I think there's too much technology out. I want to start with the Intentional Living Journal, and then have that be, we are this community. Imagine if we had all these people intentional living, but now there are our community family. And hey, what are you going through, Timmy and Sarah, and how did you overcome it? What is your perspective? Anyway, that's just going through the thing that we call life, but together. This is where it all started, but I'm excited for the journal because it'll be something that I just take with me like a religion, you know? Anyways, Bob's your uncle. Hope you guys enjoy. Before my meditation, I woke up today and JD hit me up, my gaming buddy, and was like, dude, I'm playing Apex. So of course I want to play Apex, and hey, Gabe, right? So I did, and obviously it's fun and everything, but what happens in Apex is it's so artificially just stimulating that, you know, and that's why it's so fun for me. Nothing stimulates me and my brain as much as video games. There's something that happens when you game for more than like 5-6 hours to where your brain is just staring at this screen, and then my brain is also like, my teammate do this, then oh, another squad's coming. You know, you're thinking a million miles a minute.
Caustic trap, careful.
Which I like for my brain, but I noticed once I got done gaming, even about an hour before we stopped, I was like, I'm sorry, almost like a nauseous, like a zombie. I still feel a little bit of it, but I did clear this whole mental strengthening for me. I have wanted to do this, not really, I don't like meditation. I'm gonna learn to love it and just have discipline with it, but I think it's one of the biggest parts of life that I need to just force myself to do, because I do notice that my mind, I work so fast, I talk so fast, all this stuff, but if I can just take a second and start controlling my mind, that's what I'm doing. And you know what's crazy? I haven't done this a lot, and that's why I'm documenting this. I want to be able to document these for future Rye Guy. But I had a really cool, to jump the night prior, and I want to show you guys this. The night prior, last night, I had a meditation, and what I did is I took the amino acids that are HTP5 and I forget the other one for nighttime. Anyways, just natural amino acids, but just helps your, like, whatever, mindset. Yeah, anyway, you guys can look them up, or if you want to ask me questions, I'll answer. But, so I took that like 20 minutes before my meditation, and honestly, meditation is such a, I don't really like that word, that's why I kind of call it mental strengthening, but I started to notice that when I took that, like, I'm going to meditate again tonight, and I'm going to test, and that's what I did also. When I was laying flat, I wanted to be looking up and feel and notice, be conscious, and notice how it feels, what type of experience I'm experiencing. And then when I sat up, I noticed something different. You feel more in control. You're upright. You're forward, is what I noticed. So that was interesting. I've really been putting a lot of thought into this journal, because before we were going to do the online Excel spreadsheet where, and again, we might down the road have an app and then have AI. I'm trying to basically just get this where I envision how it's going to work. I'm envisioning the user experience, how, I don't know, I just love, there's something about having a beautiful book. And what we're going to do is through my meditation last night, we're going to call this mental strengthening. Through the little mental strengthening session, I thought of a book that's a little bit bigger than a passport. So like maybe right here, just like a, half of this or something. But then what's going to happen is I want, in the Intentional Living Club, the end goal is to have it where every month or every other month we send out really nice leather, like Italian leather or whatever it is. The first one I'm going to try to look up black leather, and then the design of Intentional Journal, right? So it'll say Intentional Living Club, but in the center, you know how this has a crest right here? We're going to have a crest that's circular. And then walk through my mental strengthening last night. It was crazy. So what I've done is because like how do you meditate or do the mental strengthening? It also feels unnatural when you're first doing it. And what I've noticed is what I've done is I've created my own paradise, and I'm actually sculpting it. Last night I created 3 additional rooms, so I can. This will be the segment. I'll explain what I have so far. It's kind of funny. The entrance is funny to me. It's kind of like you walk in, and it's almost like defending your life. If you've seen that, you have like almost like a front office. But then to the right, there's this elevator. It's white marble ground. You get in the elevator and you go up really high. You step out of the elevator, and what I've developed, it used to be just a room here in the front and a pond, and there was like this archway, this crosswalk to get, a little bridge, right? And you see the pond and whatever with a little bit of fish. But what I added last night is when you walk in, the pond is kind of like 2 like bean-shaped things. There's 2 benches here. There's way more fish, and then throughout all of here, right here is the elevator, and you get off here. There's this blue coral ground, but the little octagon blue coral is translucent about 30% or 40%, but they're also tilted at such an angle. But then they have obviously like a clear polymer, whatever finish. And so what happens is as you walk, the light hits it and it shimmers as you walk. But this is actually the room I've created to where the fish represent, all the fish around actually represent a past life experience. And what did I call this? Let's see. And again, this is just, you are your own creator, right? So it's like, this is my little own paradise that it gives me something to focus on. I'm creating in my mind, and then it really just, it helps me control my mind, because honestly, I will think of a million thoughts, ideas, whatever. We really gotta control ourselves, have that control with, what do we call this sucker? Where we walk, the fish represent preserved lifetimes. So my preserved lifetimes, my experiences. Because I believe, what is the purpose? Like, if you were God, or if I was God, and I was like, hey, we're going to create this earth, this world, whatever, and I'm going to send these people. And they're not even people, we're spirits, right? So it's just an interesting, if you think about it, why? What would be the reason? And if I was to create a world like this, it would be for learning, experiences. Like if you were in heaven and you would read about things, but in heaven you may, I don't know, who knows how it is, right? And an interesting further thought is, what if whatever you believe is your reality? That's an interesting, like, if you believe there's no heaven, then okay, that's it. That's an interesting thought, but whole different thing. I wanted to get the name of this. The Room of Reflection. You can go there. You sit on the 2 benches, and you can basically go into, you grab the fish, and you can go into that lifetime. I haven't done any of those yet. Again, I'm newer to this, and we'll see. It sounds all weird, and I'm just making crap up, right? But who cares? Everything in the world is a thought until it's manifested, created. So I know that I'm a very powerful creator, because I can envision anything in my mind, and it's crystal clear. I can see it. So it's very interesting. Anyhow, so now we continue. What's really cool is in this. So that's the main little area right as you get off the elevator. To the left is kind of like a little corridor, like a little hallway. But there's a little statue that's pretty, I don't know, up to your not chest, but a little bit below, your belly button area. And it actually has a black leather with gold stitching, an intentional living, my intentional living club journal. And it's like a sacred, having these journals, it's really like your life preserved, and it's showing you wanting the desire to get better in every single life. And so this is the kind of I didn't also say, I also created I wanted to have something of a challenge. I think that challenges are interesting and a necessity, something that's very hard to do. So I created, if you continue down that hallway on the left, there's actually, it wraps around and it goes to the outdoors, and there's this path, but then abruptly there's this giant black rock that's kind of has these little things to climb onto, little spots for your fingertips, but it's like this. It's very, very intimidating, and that's the only way up, because it's whoever can go past that signifies that they've conquered that experience, right? And then once you do that, you get up, and you basically go through, and then there's going to be beautiful trees on left and right, gorgeous in terms of the scenery for plants and life like that. But then it opens up to this giant waterfall pool, and that's the other thing too, is right when you walk in to the main entrance, going back to the main, it's kind of like see-through at the top. There's like this basically, there is a ceiling, but over on the left and right, it's kind of hollowed out here. So right when you walk in, you basically see a giant green 3 waterfalls coming down. Anyway, my point is I'm creating this. That's what's helped me. The reason I'm explaining all this, you guys don't care about my little paradise. The reason I'm explaining this is because that's what I've done to have my mental mindset, little sessions, meditation sessions. It's hard to do for me. It's hard to sit and just sit still and we're gonna do nothing. That's boring. It's boring. But it's actually not. I've actually, like right now, I wanted to do a meditation because how it made me feel. I feel like it also is changing my perception of things when I experience more. So that's cool. I'm super excited, guys, and I wake up and I basically think about this journal and the club my whole day. So that's what's interesting, is this is pulling me forward, and I'm so excited for what's to come. So comment journal if you guys want to be kind of hand selected. I'm only going to be picking a few people. We're going to start small, and then obviously, kind of test this and then roll it out to everyone and all that stuff. So comment journal if you guys want to be a part of the first lucrative club.